everyone, welcome to Cosmic Hearts Healing. My name is Jenny. I just did a video about my healing journey, and it literally was an hour long, and it's very lengthy to watch. So I had the idea of breaking it up into categories and taking them into shorter ones, shorter steps for you to see. So if you haven't watched that yet, if you have the time to sit down or watch it in like smaller parts, one by one, then please do that. If not, you can watch these ones. They're going to be kind of smaller areas. So one of the ways that Spirit really broke me down to understanding healing is 4 levels: emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and then the physical world or physical body. Today, I'm going to start with the mental mind, okay? So the mental mind does have a lot to do with so many categories of healing. I'm going to focus on the energy of feeling insecure, but you can do what I'm going to explain with any energy, whether it be a core wound, an attachment style, like understanding and getting to the logical mind of the lower vibration is key to healing, or just learning how to have mind control and heal the mind, get out of the old patterns, out of the old cycles. So with anger, you would Google what the effects of anger has on the body. You can Google, which would probably lead you to fight, flight, freeze, fawn. You could keep researching the effects of fight, freeze, fawn. You could research how to break the patterns, how to know when you're being triggered. And this is in the mind, learning how to, how the brain functions best, learning that when you are arguing with someone or you are yelling in anger, toxic anger is what I call it, a portion of the brain actually shuts down in the person that you're probably yelling to get your point across, but by using anger, you are actually blocking them from trying to hear you. So if my child was to make me angry, maybe old Jenny would resort to anger. Now I check in with my logical self and I'm like, hey, if I yell, she's actually not going to hear me as good as having a healthy conversation. She's going to hear me better by me talking, staying in a tone that her brain isn't being triggered into fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and shutting down from hearing me. We're both going to stay balanced more mentally in the mind as well. Other ways that you stay on the mind or heal the mind is trying to stay in the present moment, realizing what pulls you down the rabbit hole, is what I call it. So my spirit team literally had me taking steps and saying I'm walking with my right foot, my left foot, my right foot, my left foot, or just paying attention to where I am at the room, like focusing on certain things in the room. So if my thoughts start to fall down something that's negative, that's a rabbit hole, that's a worry, that's past, that's future, just trying to pull back to right now and like focus on things that are present in the moment. They had me playing, walking into law firm, not walking on cracks on the sidewalk. When I went to the courthouse and I was being faced with my trauma, they were even teaching me, like, even though I was facing my trauma, even in that moment, it wasn't always being faced. So when I was waiting to talk to the lawyer, if I was waiting in the hallway for something, I had a song in my head. It was a happy song, so it was keeping me out of the worry, out of the anxiety, out of the fear. I had a book. I could read the book. So really trying to keep me ways to stay present in the mind. One thing that I used that Dr. Ethan Kross talked about on a live chat with Lewis Hawes, which if you can watch that because he's amazing. But one thing that I used to do is I would know what thoughts would bring me down the rabbit hole. So I would imagine myself as, rather than falling down the thought, I would imagine myself as Alice in Wonderland, like just in my head, like, I don't want to fall down this spiral. I don't want to like spiral out of control in my thoughts. So I'm going to pretend like I'm Alice in Wonderland and I'm looking down the hole, and I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole of like negative thoughts, anxiety, worry, fear. I'm going to sit here by the tree and I'm going to open up this book and I'm going to write my own story, or I'm going to start to think about something like happy. So just anything in any way to stop you from falling down that chain of pattern of thoughts. And like working on the energies mentally, let's just say it's a core wound. If this core wound of abandonment, you Google what is the core wound of abandonment, get knowledge on it. How is a core wound of abandonment created in childhood? Which, if you're a parent or if you're just a normal human, like showing up to the world, you know how not to pass that pattern along. How does a person with the core wound of abandonment project projections of abandonment, and just really getting a deeper understanding of how it started, why it's there, why you have this mask, is what I call it, the wounded ego mask. So trying to work through layers of that just within the logical mind. And then once I know the projections, like one of the projections of the abandonment wound is looking for outside validation. So now that I'm aware of that projection, when it comes up in my mental mind, like if someone is judging me, rather than falling into trying to validate myself, I know that validation comes from me and it comes from God. Like I know what I'm working on. I know my strengths. I know what I need to grow. I've healed a ton of stuff, and I know other people are viewing me through their lens, through their wounding. Under like having a deeper understanding of validation and like diving deeper with that. How do I validate myself? Understanding that people project from the outside. So there's so much that your logical brain can help you to get out of these things, and it's just reworking them. I explained in the other video with road rage, okay? So road rage probably starts with a feeling, but controlling it in the mind of, once the road rage is felt, it goes to the mind. I don't control this person. I can let them be who they are. I can stay in my own energy. So trying to find ways to stay present. Turn on comedian ad, turn on a talk, or, turn on the song that you really like, that, that will shift you out of your mindset of, I'm enraged, I need to control this person, and so trying to do anything to switch you out. So that's just a little bit about the mental mind and healing the mental energy within the body. And I will continue to do shorter clips to explain them all for you. And everyone have a great day. Thanks. Bye.